Welcome to another edition of Quarantine Convos powered by SCSUtickets.com. I'm Kirsten Kroll, joined today by the St. Cloud State women's hockey head coach Steve Macdonald. Steve, how are you doing today?
Not too bad. Just another July day, right? Collecting information and figuring things out. So good day in St. Cloud.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk a little bit about hockey, shall we? So the NHL has been making their plans for a return, but speaking of that, let's talk a little bit about the upcoming college hockey season for your team. What are you expecting?
Obviously there's a lot of conversations going on around the country in terms of what the season is going to look like, and the leadership within the WCHA and the university has been very proactive and very helpful in terms of having those conversations and just maintaining the safety of the student athletes first and foremost. So those conversations are ongoing, and we're preparing for a season as if it's going to start. Obviously, in this time, we've all learned that we have to learn how to adapt and be flexible as well. So that's what we're doing with our team, and we're preparing for the season, but then also preparing to be able to be flexible and adapt as information comes out. But yeah, we're excited this season just like any other season.
And speaking a little bit on what you're talking about, so with all of the restrictions that are currently in place, how has that affected any off-season workouts, or how are you expecting it to impact the start of your season?
Yeah, it's been a different off season for sure, in terms of players figuring out different ways to get their workouts in and, making things into weights that probably aren't meant to be weights, but making them into weights and just finding different ways to do what they need to do in order to better themselves. So, for the off season, obviously with all those conversations, trying to figure out, well, first off, what does that look like? What can you do? What do you have access to? And having those conversations, but then also making sure that, they're doing what they need to do and we're providing them the resources and helping them figure out this new normal. So it's been a different off season for sure in that respect and looking a little different. And our players, we've been extremely proud of our young women and how they've been able to adapt and be flexible in that. And to be resilient in terms of like, nope, coach, I found out a way to lift weights. I made a weight out of this, made a weight out of that, and they're figuring out ways to do it. And as a coach, you can't ask for anything more. So it's been different, but it's also been a very valuable off season thus far.
For sure. And as far as the incoming freshman class goes, what are you expecting to see from them?
Yeah, we're excited about this. Every year you get excited about the incoming freshman class. And, first off this year, it's a big class. I think we have 9 coming in total. One's a transfer. So a Minnesota native from Ohio State that we're excited about. That's Addie Scribner. So excited about her and the whole group, and I think what you're going to find from this group, this group is bringing a high level of dedication. They're really good people as well. They're obviously good hockey players, but they're really solid individuals and what they can bring to building our culture here. So we're excited for that on the ice. They're going to bring such a great mix of size and skill and just that 200-foot game. We have a lot of complete hockey players coming in next year, and we think that's going to fit very well with what we're building here. So it's a big group. We're going to see a lot, but we're going to hopefully see a lot of good things. So we're excited for them to get here on campus soon. So it's coming.
It's coming up quick. And talking about the new season, what changes or improvements would you like to see coming into the new year?
For our team specifically, obviously after every season, you end up writing down that list. Okay, what are we going to improve on? What did we like, but what can we improve? What we can tweak in terms of make everything better. So as a staff, we've been doing that, watching video, having conversations with players, and the biggest thing is just, improving our overall pace of play. And that's something we've been really talking with our players, and just being able to play the game at a higher pace. That's decision making. That's just not speed. That's decision making, and within the structure, but also have that freedom within that structure, to make a play and have confidence with that. So we've been really working on that. We're excited with those conversations and how those were looking at the end of last season, but then also the off-season training, which we already talked about. But that combined with, our to be sophomore classes, you know, our last freshman class last year as well. And then with this large incoming freshman class, you know, combining all of that with the leadership we have with our seniors, we have a little bit smaller senior class than we did last year, but they're going to have just as much impact, you know, so we have a really healthy balance and combination. So we're looking forward to some of that on the ice.
And something else I wanted to ask you about was Jeanine Alder. This week it was announced that she is nominated for the NCAA Woman of the Year. What do you have to say about her and the impact she's had on the program?
I don't know if this segment is long enough to describe the impact that she's had on this program. It's been endless. It's been hard to put into words, to be honest, in terms of what she's been able to do for our program. On the ice, obviously, she's setting records, you know, for St. Cloud State women's hockey. She's a record holder in a couple of those categories. So on the ice, and the level that she continued to raise our program and our team, the expectation of what our program is, she contributed to that. But then off the ice, again, you just talk to any of her teammates and you'll know right away in terms of the respect that she showed to everybody, how she was a leader and an inspiration, just not a leader in terms of her position, but also by how she carried herself and how she inspired everybody around her. And that's one of the biggest things that she contributed. And she was kind of the mother of the team and looked after everybody and was more than willing to be like, hey team, this is where we're going, this direction we're doing, come along, but I'm here with you. You know, I'm right alongside you. And so for her to get that honor, academically, again, even with that, you know, academic, you know, I think she ended up with a 4.0, I believe it was, close to that. You know, she wrote a book while she was doing her undergrad. She wrote a book even before she came to St. Cloud. She was in the Olympics, you know, like it goes on and on. And so for her to get that recognition, obviously we're extremely proud of her. And I was messaging with her this morning and she has nothing but gratitude for St. Cloud, but we have nothing but gratitude for her and what she did. So long answer, but that's Jeanine. She's awesome and she deserves that nomination 100%.
A phenomenal woman for sure, and a jack of all trades too, if you will. Now, Coach, I have one last final question for you, more of a fun one. Like we had said at the start of this, the NHL, it's starting back up, games set to begin August 1st. Are you tuning in? Who are you cheering for? It's coming up quick.
I'm definitely tuning in and 100% cheering for the Winnipeg Jets. I'm a Winnipegger. I'm sorry, Wild. I'm sorry, Minnesota, but I'm a Winnipegger at heart. So I'm going for the Jets in that first qualifying round against the Flames. So 100% checking in on that. It's going to be fun. I think it's going to be fun to watch. So
I think there's going to be some people giving you a little bit of heat for that answer, but hey,
yeah.
Hockey's back. I don't think anyone can complain. We're all very excited. And Coach, good luck to you on the start of this upcoming season. And thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Now, Husky fans, if you're not already, make sure to subscribe to the SCSU Huskies YouTube channel for more exclusive content. Until next time, stay safe, everybody.